thing could have been
This is
like that.
official video.
We're not talking about part of a tactical team from the police department or the sheriff's department.
Official
Patrol. And they do have extensive training in animal shooters. Yes, we think of, in this sense, we think of Border Patrol mostly as they're down there on the border and they're catching people who are trying to come across. One of the things that Border Patrol agents participate in, depending on the location, are going into what they uncharitably call clown houses, where smuggled aliens are kept, usually at gunpoint until their smuggling fees are paid off, and raids are conducted of those facilities. So there is some level of training in this issue. All right, we're going to take a break, and we will come back and continue on with the news, because we still have tons of news to cover. In the meantime, let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Governor Newsom has called out Republicans for inaction on the issue of gun control. He tweeted yesterday, "The party won't do a damn thing," after the shooting at an elementary school in Texas that left 19 kids and 2 adults dead. Newsom called for nationwide comprehensive common sense safety gun laws. An 81-year-old woman has been carjacked while feeding the homeless in a Stater Brothers parking lot in Redlands. A guy knocked her to the ground yesterday afternoon, grabbed her keys, and jumped into the driver's seat. She tried to hold on to the driver's side door as he ran away or drove away. Police described the guy as a male Hispanic in his 30s with an Aztec tattoo on his hand, wearing dark jeans and a black T-shirt. The White House says President Biden plans to sign an executive order on policing on the second anniversary of George Floyd's death. We'll get into that story during Handle on the News. Russian President Putin has issued an order that would fast-track Russian citizenship for people in 2 southern regions of Ukraine that have been seized by Russian forces. Putin's order would allow Russia to secure part of the land connection between eastern Ukraine and the Crimean Peninsula. Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia easily defeated Donald Trump's hand-picked challenger in the Republican Party that demonstrated the limits of the former president in a critical swing state. That and the loss of the Trump-backed candidate for Secretary of State both were a bit of a rebuke in the race that Trump prioritized. Also in Arkansas, though, this was a win for President Trump. Arkansas Senator John Boozman won the Republican primary for his re-election, and he had relied heavily on his endorsement from former President Trump. Police in Mexico say 11 people have been killed in simultaneous shooting attacks on 2 bars in northern Mexico. Handwritten signs left at the scene of the killings on Monday indicate the attacks were part of a rivalry between 2 cartels. And the Santa Monica Mountains Conservancy will be given first crack to buy slivers of land in the mountain range.
If the Conservancy doesn't end up buying the slivers of land, they will be offered to nearby homeowners. The LA City Council approved the Conservancy getting the first right of refusal yesterday. Officials say they're hoping the move will keep remaining wildlife habitats from being developed on. They say the land serves as a habitat connector for different animals. The land slivers are...
Sorry about that, you guys. I had an auto roll there that pulled up, so let me go ahead and get Nick Pagliocchini with your traffic now. And, no, Jeff Ball, good morning.
There you go. Good morning, gang. Listen right to traffic. South 405 out of San Fernando Valley off to a slow start. There was a problem at Burbank and Victory over to the shoulder, but that's why it's slower than it should be at this early hour from the 118. Once you get going uphill, things are good. If you were listening at home much earlier, boy, there was a serious crash leaving Camarillo, East 101 at the scales, the Conejo scales. It's been cleared. All lanes are open. Come on over. The drive, Thousand Oaks, Calabasas, into the San Fernando Valley is good. Getting slow at Tampa right now. And around Boyle Heights and East LA, there's a lot going on. I'll follow up on all this. But first, eastbound San Bernardino Freeway at Soda, right outside the hospital, a little bit of a fire. Around the corner, North 5 at Mission, same thing, but a crash. Westbound 10, San Bernardino to the South 5, right lane block there, slow going through. Don't go away. KFI in the sky helps get you there faster. I'm Chuck Baugh.
If you bought or leased a new car after 2015 or a truck, and you've gone back repeatedly for repairs, and you just can't get them to help you on that, let me introduce you to the Night Law Group. They can help you get rid of the lemon and get your money back, and with nothing out of pocket. Call the Night Law Group for a free consultation. They certainly know what they're doing. This is what they do. Call 844-43-LEMON. 844-43-LEMON. Visit nightlaw.com. That's night with a K. nightlaw.com.
When we come back for Handle on the News, I'm going to lead with a story. The shooter in Texas's grandfather now has spoke with ABC News this morning. And I can tell you a little bit more about the yesterday morning that happened right before the shooting. SoCal weather from KFI is partly cloudy with highs upper 60s to mid-70s at the beaches. Will be in the mid to upper 70s in Orange County and Metro LA. Upper 80s to mid-90s for the valleys in the IE. This is the warmest day of the week, and then we'll cool it down each day as we head toward the weekend. We lead local, live from the KFI 24-hour newsroom. I'm Jennifer Jones-Lee.
At Sit and Sleep, we know how you really feel about today's inflation. It's killing me, Larry!
So during Sit and Sleep's Memorial Sale, save over 50% off all the best brands. And with your good credit, sleep interest-free for 36 months with your minimum monthly payment.
Plus, save up to $500 on Tempur adjustable sets.
So if inflation has you screaming,
It's killing me, Larry!
trust your sleep to Sit and Sleep. During the Memorial Sale, that will put you and inflation right to bed.
Are you looking for a way to beat rising prices this Memorial Day? Stop by your local grocery outlet for huge savings. Get the grill going with a healthy alternative. Impossible Burgers. 6-count packages of burger patties are just $9.99.
Ladies and gentlemen, Top Chef Daniel Viviani has arrived. And now, the top 7 reasons to visit the marketplace at Morongo. Number 7.
Prime Cup is open. Steakhouse meats and Brazilian churrasco.
Number 6.
Pescado is open. Try the seafood tower and oysters on the half.
Number 5.
The Kiru is open.
Number 4.
Pork and waffles is open. The best barbecue this side of the Mississippi.
Number 3.
Mercado Central is open. It's unrivaled, innovative Italian fare.
Number 2.
Sweet Things is open. Sweet treats for the biggest sweet teeth.
And the number 1 reason to go to the marketplace at Morongo.
The marketplace is open. It's an elevated all-you-can-eat casino dining experience you've got to try today. The marketplace is open.
Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Morongo. Good times.
As a marketer, you want to reach everyone. Adults, teens, millennials. But it's not like these groups all hang out in the same place, right? Actually wrong. They're all right here, listening to radio commercials just like this one. Radio ads connect with 93% of Americans every week. That's more than Google, more than Facebook, more than TV. In fact, radio reaches 20% more millennials than TV. Want more of the people you want to talk to all in one place? Visit iHeartAdvertising.com and get AM/FM working for you. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Your electric bill keeps going up. The cost of solar has gone way down. It's time to go solar with local veteran-owned Semper Solaris now and get all the benefits. Here's veteran, founder, and owner Kelly Shawhan.
In the military, when you give your word, it just is your word. Work hard and keep your word. That's what we do every single day. I've heard about Semper Solaris and found out that they were veterans, so I knew they were going to do the job right.
Add Tesla Powerwall and be ready for blackouts. We get the job done with esprit de corps and honor. Semper Solaris offers new heating and air conditioning systems with a lifetime warranty and new roofs with a 50-year warranty. We hire vets and give back to the community with our Semper Cares initiative. Go solar American style with Semper Solaris. 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2023. Get the federal 26% solar and battery tax credit. Call 877-211-5591 or visit sempersolaris.com. 26% federal tax credit based on eligibility. On approved credit. Consult your tax advisor. Cannot be combined with any other offers. New customers only. Some restrictions apply. Call or see website for details. Expires 5/31/2022. CSLB number 978-152.
1-800-NO-CUFFS. Your criminal defense team on call. 1-800-NO-CUFFS. For official rules and more information about contests on this station, go to KFIAM640.com/rules. KFR AM 640.
An iHeart radio station.
More stimulating talk. And, well, not so good a morning here. KFI AM 640, Bill Handel on Wednesday, the 25th of May. And, of course, another massacre has occurred. 24th of May, yesterday, is going to go down as the second worst massacre school shooting in recent history. Matter of fact, it may be the worst in... I think Sandy Hook was the worst, was it not?
Yeah, that came in number 1, and unfortunately, this is number 2. We now have a list.
Yeah, and it was one more death of a student in Sandy Hook, and I think 6 adults died. Here, there were 2 that died, and of course, 19 kids now. Some news that just came in, right, Jennifer, that you want to report?
Yeah, this is about the shooter's grandfather. So he has talked to ABC News now. His name is Rolando Reyes. He's 72 years old. He told ABC News he had no idea his grandson had purchased 2 AR-15 style rifles or they were in his house. And here's the kicker. Reyes says he's a felon. He himself is a felon, so it's illegal for him to live in a house with firearms, and said he would have turned his grandson in if he had known that the AR-15s were in there. He says there were no signs the morning of the shooting that anything unusual was going to happen, that the suspect had a minor argument with his grandmother over the payment of a phone bill, but nothing significant other than they were arguing over this phone bill. Apparently, his grandson lived in their front room, slept on a mattress on the floor, and the 18-year-old had been staying with his grandparents because he had a falling out with his mom. Now, Mr. Reyes says he took his grandson sometimes, took him to work sometimes, and said he was a very quiet kid, but he didn't seem violent. He also said that he tried to encourage his grandson to go to school, but that he typically would just shrug in response. He said that his grandson did not know how to drive and did not even have a driver license. He also wondered how his grandson would have even purchased the weapons or trained with the weapons, and said someone must have taken him there to buy them because otherwise he wouldn't have been able to get there because he didn't know how to drive.
Huh.
So the go ahead.
But he was able to buy a weapon on his 18th birthday, and
with no driver license either, so he would have had no identification.
It's fascinating. And
he could have had a state ID card.
True, that's true.
And the other question is there not a waiting period at all, or was he able to pick up the gun virtually immediately at the counter?
I don't believe there would have been, because if you think about it, this was just 8 days after his 18th birthday. I know, Wayne, you're looking it up right now, but I'm just guessing, do we have a 10-day waiting period here? So if they do, it would have been shorter.
No.
No waiting period?
There's no waiting period.
So you just walk in, buy it, and leave.
So a background check now, is a background check done right there at the counter? Because you can do, for example, a credit check, a check for criminality, but I don't know how extensive that is, which is why there's a waiting period in various states. California, I think, being the longest waiting period in the country at 10 days, just to make sure that everything comes back. I remember...
That's not really the rationale, though, behind the waiting periods. You're not going to get anything in 10 days that you're not going to get right away when you query the NICS system or whatever from a terminal. The theory behind waiting periods is it's a cooling off period, that if somebody decides they want to kill themselves, they're going to have to wait 10 days to get that gun to do it, or if they want to go after somebody else, saying that's the thinking behind the waiting periods.
I have a friend who did just that. Bought the gun, planning to kill himself. 2 days later, he decided not to. Never went and picked the gun up. But if it had been that day, he would have taken his own life.
Interesting.
There also, though, and I'm not trying to stir up any arguments at all, the other side of waiting periods, there are people who discover that they need a gun for protection.
Sure.
Can't get it for 10 days, and the person coming after them wins. So there's pros and cons to the idea of a waiting period, because it can help someone cool down from an ill-taken decision. It also can prevent somebody else from having the protection they legitimately need.
All right, let's move on and do as much news as we can, because I know at 7 o'clock we're waiting for another update from the authorities in Texas.
All right, well, it would be no surprise when Senator Chris Murphy, made his impassioned speech. That wouldn't surprise you that a senator would have something to say right away. How about a basketball coach? Steve Kerr used the opportunity of what would have been... I'm sorry, Jen, you're pointing to your stuff.
Sorry, I was trying to mouth at you. I have the audio. Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, go ahead and play. This is what he would have normally been talking about basketball, but that's not what he did.
When are we going to do something? I'm tired. I'm so tired of getting up here and offering condolences to the devastated families that are out there.
Yeah, this is
the level to which the people are concerned about this sort of thing are concerned is growing more intense.
However, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later on, is that enough? Because you do not see the advocates in Congress, the gun advocates, even whispering that there's going to be some kind of additional gun control. Still moving the other way. Paxton, Lieutenant Governor of Texas, Ken Paxton, his argument is, again, arming more people. The answer is arming more people.
If you want to look at one issue that crystallizes the inability to do anything, I think you look at what Steve Kerr talked about during that press conference, which is the failure for the Background Checks Act to pass, which is a bill that simply says you will undergo a background check regardless of where you're buying the gun. Whether you're buying it at a gun show or a gun store, you will undergo a background check. It had bipartisan support, and it still cannot pass.
9 out of 10 Americans believe.
If you cannot make, and I'm not saying that change would necessarily solve the problem, but if you can't make that relatively inoffensive, should be non-controversial change in the law, then you're never going to get anything substantial done. We can't even get a law passed that says if you have to have a background check to buy a gun over here, you should have to have one over here too.
Real quick,
we can't make that happen.
Yeah, we got to take.
What about these bigger?
Yeah, we have to take a break, and everybody, and we're all blaming the gun lobby. I don't know if
I'm not blaming the gun lobby.
Well, a lot of people are. I'm not blaming the gun lobby. There are enough Americans out there who truly believe in non-restrictive gun law, well, non-existent gun laws. Okay, we'll take a break and come back, and we have plenty more of Handle on the news. In the meantime, let's check in with Jennifer Jones-Lee live in the KFI 24-hour newsroom.
Well, within hours of the deadly mass shooting at the elementary school in Texas, parents in Connecticut who lost their kids at Sandy Hook Elementary in 2012 showed their support. The organization Sandy Hook Promise got on Facebook yesterday afternoon to say we're devastated that multiple people are dead, including kids, and promised to support the community. Democrats in Congress are urging Google to stop collecting location data that could be used to identify people who are looking for abortions. And San Bernardino County officials are raising the fines for stealing a Joshua tree. The ordinance will go into effect June 14th. The fines start at $5,000 now for the first conviction and go up to $20,000 or even jail time for a third violation. We'll get your drive on the 5 in just a moment.
Stressful times, to say the least. And I'm going to connect that to the sleep number bed. I know that the segue may be a little questionable, but it really does matter. A good night's sleep really is critical. Just feeling good, and the next day not feeling good if you have a bad night's sleep. So let me suggest calling or talking to the folks at the Sleep Number stores. Sleep Number beds. You can adjust either side of the bed, your ideal firmness, the comfort level. My Sleep Number, and that's your firmness level, happens to be 100. I like a particularly firm mattress. The Memorial Day sale for the beds going on through June 6th. You can save $1,000 on the Sleep Number 360 Special Edition Smart Bed. The Queen is now only $19.99, and that's a very high-end bed. Also, premium delivery when you add a base. Special financing ends May 30th on Monday. Subject to credit approval, minimum monthly payments required. Go to sleepnumber.com for details. 30 stores in Southern California. Visit sleepnumber.com.
From the Driveway.com Weather Center, we've got a partly cloudy day and warmer. Highs will be in the mid-60s at the beaches to the mid to upper 90s inland. This report is brought to you by Mattress Firm. Let's get a look at that drive on the 5.
You've had a couple of trouble spots to warn you about now. This is around County General Hospital around Boyle Heights. It's the transition from the westbound 10 to San Bernardino Freeway to the southbound 5. Right in the middle was a stall, a truck hit it, so right lane blocked, and that west 10 now really slow coming in from the 710. And if you're new to Los Angeles, Harbor Gateway South, that's pretty much south of the 405-110 interchange, going to San Pedro. South 110 at Torrance Boulevard, stall in the fast lane. They're clearing it now. Just be careful going through. KFI in the Sky helps get you there faster. I'm Jeff Baugh.
Junk sleep got you down. The sleep experts at Mattress Firm can help. Get a king bed for a queen price and save up to $500 off during the best Memorial Day sale ever. Plus, get a free adjustable base with qualifying purchase.
This report is sponsored by Southern California Edison. Southern California Edison's time of use rates let you lower your electricity costs during hours when renewable energy is more abundant. Learn more at sce.com/TOU rates.
Did you know fixing outdoor leaks can save 27 to 90 gallons of water per day? Even tiny leaks can be huge water wasters. Conserving water starts with a few simple water-saving actions at home and in your yard, like adjusting your sprinklers and adding drip irrigation so you water only where it's needed. We can all do our part to conserve water. Visit SaveOurWater.com for more water-saving tips. Save water, save California.
Our homes, we protect them from intruders with security systems, but there's another kind of intruder most people aren't aware of until it's too late. Home title thieves. When a criminal transfers your home title to a fake identity and steals your title, no one will notify you. Not the police, not even your bank. Sadly, people find out when it's too late, when their home is sold out from under them, or the eviction notice comes. That's when the legal nightmare begins. You need Home Title Lock, America's leader in home title protection. For just pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. Cyber technology has made it easy for criminals to steal your home. Home Title Lock alerts you if your home becomes their target. Make sure you're not already a victim. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and for a limited time, get your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value, free with sign-up. Again, that's HomeTitleLock.com. HomeTitleLock.com.
Hi, Tim Collins here of Collins Chevrolet, Costa Mesa. On Wednesday and Thursday, June 1st and 2nd, Collins Chevrolet is having a reveal party for the all-new 2023 Corvette Z06. You can see it and sit in America's true supercar at Collins Chevrolet. Find new roads at Collins Chevrolet.
I was a Boy Scout when I was a kid, and we go camping a lot. When we packed up to leave, our Scoutmaster would always remind us, leave it cleaner than you found it. We'd hunt for bottle caps, pull tabs, and trash, stuff we hadn't put there. But we were always willing to find and haul all of it away so we would leave it cleaner than we found it. This is Leland Smith from Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, and AC, and that philosophy has stuck with me. When we come to your home for a tune-up or repair, I promise that we'll leave your home cleaner than we found it. We always safeguard your floors by wearing protective booties on our feet, and we protect the work area with the drop cloth. When we're all done, we'll always wipe everything down. It's all about respect. Call Service Champions to schedule a precision tune-up and professional cleaning for just $88. Our number is 833-777-7777 or at servicechampions.com.
Service Champions Plumbing, Heating, AC, and
Adjusting thermostats, signing up for eco-friendly rebates, all to create a clean energy California. And thanks to programs and incentives from SCE, we all have the power to ensure a clean energy future. Visit SCE.com/clean energy to learn more.
This woman had a baby on an airplane.
You know, there's a bunch of a-holes on the plane going, how late are we going to be?
If you just please stay in your seat.
No!
Tim Conway Jr. Show.
Come on! I gotta get to Starbucks!
Weeknights at 6
on KFI.
KFI AM 640. Bill Handel here on Wednesday morning, May 24th. Of course, we're going to be covering the aftermath of the shooting yesterday, late morning at Uvalde, in the town of Uvalde, Texas, Robb Elementary School. 19 children killed. Just another one. Just a horrific incident. It's just a gut puncher. It really is, as we heard about. I've been talking to people here at the station, and it's first of all, I've been told by a couple of the engineers, one engineer that came through, I don't envy you today, Bill, talking about this for the next several hours. And I don't envy any of us dealing with this. Let's return the handle on the news with Jennifer Wayne and me.
Well, the White House says President Biden plans to sign an executive order on policing. This is the second anniversary of George Floyd's death, so it's very symbolic that it be done today. It'll require federal law enforcement agencies to review the use of force policies and create a database that would help track officer misconduct. It will also restrict the flow of surplus military equipment that goes to local police departments.
Yeah, this isn't a whole lot of importance. It really is. It's really limited. It's more a philosophical approach to saying this is what we have to do. You said that yesterday, Wade. It's more a statement, a policy statement.
Yeah, it's important, I suppose, politically.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
But not as accomplishing anything. Okay. Well, this is a completely different topic. There's a congressional subcommittee, the House Energy and Commerce Subcommittee on Oversight and Investigations, and they are mad at the executives from the baby formula companies and holding a hearing, and they want to yell at those people And also, they're mad at federal regulators about the lack of baby formula. And so they also are going to yell at those people. All of it part of the hearing to, making finger quotes, get to the bottom
Yes.
of